Greetings. Thank you for joining today. The Office of Out-of-School Time Grants and Youth Outcomes, also known as the OST Office, is excited to share with you today a quick overview of the 2026 Summer Strong DC RFA. My name is Mark Henry Weinberger, and I am the Supervisory Grants Management Specialist for the OST Office. I'm happy to be here with you today to walk you through an overview of the open Summer Strong request for applications and provide opportunity to engage any questions. All Q&A will be published on the Learn24 website. You can see the link included here on this page. The slide deck will be distributed, and you can certainly navigate to the FY26 Summer Strong DC RFA Q&A link from the learn24.dc.gov website. So without further ado, we're going to keep it moving and go on to our next slide and provide you all an overview of the grant competition. So the purpose of Summer Strong DC. We want to think about the intentionality behind this grant competition, which was designed to support nonprofit organizations offering structured, supervised learning and youth development opportunities to a distinct group of youth residing within the District of Columbia during summer months for a minimum of 5 hours per day, 5 days a week, for 5 consecutive weeks. Programs must serve youth through a positive youth development approach. If you are not familiar with positive youth development, it is a method that prioritizes youth assets and youth needs to shape an approach to youth engagement that promotes developmental outcome achievement. Please note that funding may only be applied to children and youth who reside within the District of Columbia. One thing to note is the implementation date range for the 2026 Summer Strong DC grant funded programs. The grant period for the Summer Strong competition runs from May 1st, 2026 through September 30th of this year, 2026. The program period in which services are rendered to the young people that will be served by your grant-funded program, should you be awarded, should occur between June 22nd, 2026 through August 22nd, 2026. Programming may occur at any time during the program period to meet the minimum dosage, but the weeks of programming must be continuous between these dates. And speaking of dosage, you might have not heard this term before, but I'm happy to elaborate. Organizations providing out-of-school time services to youth during the summer months must offer consistent and ongoing program designed to enroll the same group of youth at the proposed sites for the minimum of 5 hours per day, 5 days per week, in 5 consecutive weeks. This is the program dosage or duration and offering of which the program will take place. Regarding the application process, priority points will be provided to Summer Strong DC applicants that serve underserved youth across the District of Columbia who are demonstrating the most need or at risk and require access to high quality, low or no cost out of school time opportunities. As defined by the Fair Student Funding and School-Based Budgeting Amendment Act of 2013, at risk means a DC public school student or a public charter school student who is identified under one of or more of the following criteria and demographics, such as experiencing homelessness or unhoused, in the district's foster care system, qualifies for the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Program, also known as TAMP, or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, and or a high school student that is 1 year older or more than the expected age for the grade in which that student is enrolled. In addition, for the purpose of this RFA, underserved youth shall include any DC public school student or public charter school student who is identified as one or more of the following, such as economically disadvantaged, demonstrated by eligibility for free reduced price meals, has a disability as demonstrated by individual education plan or IEP, is an English language learner, is LGBTQIA+, and or a resident of wards 4 through 8. Summer Strong DC locations. Programming may occur at any accessible and safe location within the District of Columbia or outside of the district. Quite often, summer program providers will take young people from the district, outside the district, to have experiential learning, to go camping, to visit parks, or actually have a very immersive experience in another locale. We highly commend those opportunities. We just note that all youth students served by the Summer Strong DC grant must be district residents. As an option, DC Public Schools will host the DCPS-run academic summer programming at select DC Public School summer sites. Partner programs will take place in the afternoon following summer school for roughly 5 hours daily. Applicants interested in DCPS partnerships, please contact dcps.partnerships@k12.dc.gov. If your organization is an established DC Public School partner and you are interested in providing services at a DC Public School summer site, please contact Extended Learning Team at k12.dc.gov. Both email addresses will be included in the slide deck, which will be accessible on the learn24.dc.gov within a grants page after this meeting. Okay, so let's think about now the DCPS Summer Learning 2026 programs and sites opportunity. We are very grateful to work alongside our sister agency, the DC District of Columbia Public Schools, DCPS. And each year they offer varying summer programming opportunities for students within grades kindergarten through 12th. Specifically, the sites that will be presented here today fall within 3 categories of age range. The elementary school academic acceleration programming, which will run from June 22nd to July 31st, Monday through Friday. The summer school programming takes place 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., in which case partner-led enrichment can commence from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. In addition, OSTP, which is DC Public Schools out-of-school time programming, runs from 4 to 6 p.m. Depending on the dynamics at the summer site, if you are interested in serving at, and with the RFA requirements of 5 hours of programming to be provided daily, contingencies can be determined working with the extended learning team along with the select summer site. For the middle school acceleration academy, that will run same date range as the elementary school acceleration. That's from June 22nd to July 31st. Academic programming takes place from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Similar to the elementary school level, partner-led enrichment runs from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. However, please note, the building for Middle School Acceleration Academy are due to close around 4 p.m. each day, in which case you will need to coordinate with the extended learning team at DCPS to determine the best fit to offer the required 5 hours of programming, which might have to overlap during the academic blocks. That is at the determination of DC Public Schools and your own coordination efforts. High school academic recovery, which quite often is not always the most well-populated summer programming offerings for enrichment providers, will be running for several weeks from June 22nd to July 30th. Credit recovery for this age group will run from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And original credit, from which they have their own academic engagement, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. As noted, you must engage with the extended learning team as well as DCPS partnerships to determine if this is the appropriate fit, if you already have established relationships with the school that is in a select site. Please note that on Friday, July 3rd, there will be no summer programming in observance of July 4th holiday. Now for the summer learning sites. You will see listed here are the select identified summer learning sites for elementary, middle school, high school, opportunity academies, the extended school year, and external partners. Please take note, If you have an established relationship with one of these DC public school sites and/or are interested in providing enrichment-based programming at one of these sites this summer. So I'll provide everyone another moment to look over the chart here. We see elementary on the left, followed by middle school, then high school. Then we have opportunity academies, extended school year, and external partners. Offline sites. These sites are not currently established to provide summer academic acceleration programming under the guise of DC Public Schools Summer 2026. If there is a school that is offline and your organization might happen to have the resources, capacity to support building usage and any potential security fees that might be incurred to engage with one of these sites, please follow up with DCPS partnerships and the extended learning team. For some key dates to keep in mind for applicants intending or seeking to provide programming at DC Public Schools summer sites. As of January 26th, DCPS Summer Learning website will be updated to finalize certain details. As of February 2nd, DCPS Summer Learning registration will launch. June 6th, DCPS will host a Summer Learning Professional Development Day. As of June 17th, this will be the last day of school for the current 2025-2026 school year calendar. As of June 18th, this will be the Records Professional Development Day for DCPS. June 19th is Juneteenth, the federal holiday. June 22nd is the first day of summer learning. July 3rd, as I previously relayed, there will be no summer learning. DCPS sites will be closed as it will be in observance of the July 4th holiday. July 30th will be the last day of grades 9 to 12 summer learning. July 31st will be the last day of K to 8 summer learning. August 3rd through 6th will be the summer bridge for grades 6 and 9. And August 7th will be the rainbow graduation. Okay. Well, I hope that excerpt on DCPS was informative. And if you have any questions, please direct them to DCPS Partnerships and their extended learning team. So now we're going to cover eligibility. So to be eligible to apply for the FY 2026 Summer Strong DC grant competition, organizations must have an established 501c3 nonprofit status as determined by the IRS and be in operation for 2 years at the time of application submission. So applicants must submit the 501c3 designation letter from the Internal Revenue Service within their application. So if your organization just recently became a 501c3 nonprofit a month ago or 6 months ago or a year ago, unfortunately, you will have to engage further service and operations before you would be deemed eligible to apply for this grant competition. In addition to your status as a 501c3 nonprofit that has been in operation for 2 years, your organization must be in good standing with the IRS as evidenced by the most recent 2 years of Form 990 filings. In addition, your organization must be in good standing with the District of Columbia as evidenced by the DCRA Basic Business or Charitable Solicitation License, the DCRA Certificate of Good Standing, and Office of Tax Revenue Cleans Hands Certificate. In addition, existing OSD office grantees, except those that are funded under the My After School DC competition, are not eligible for the 26 Summer Strong DC grant competition. So if you are a current grantee funded by the Office of Out of School Time Grants and Youth Outcomes, and you are not an MADC grantee, you would not be eligible to apply for this grant competition. To expand upon eligibility, it is essential that all applicants provide a board of directors approved annual budget for your organization for the current year of operation. So the most recent board approved budget. In addition, your current fiscal year balance sheet, including a profit loss statement, as well as audit or financial review, depending on these contingencies and caveats here. Organizations with revenues of $250,000 or greater must submit a copy of an audit conducted by an independent certified public accountant within the last 2 fiscal years, with findings and conclusions that indicate sound financial management and a clean audit. If your organization has a revenue of less than $250,000 and you are requesting to receive more than $50,000, a financial review must be conducted within the last 2 years by an independent CPA. So if your organization has a revenue of less than $250,000 and you are requesting a grant award that is lower than $50,000, you would not be required to provide a financial review or audit. All other organizations with requests of $50,000 or greater or budgets of $250,000 or greater must submit a financial review or audit based on the rules and regulations provided here. So now I want to talk a little bit about grant type selection. So this is the first year we are launching this select opportunity for small nonprofits. The OSD office is very much committed to supporting small nonprofits and community-based organizations to provide indelible services and quite often reach certain communities that are not often reached by larger organizations. If your organization is a small nonprofit, you are eligible to, and you meet criteria, of course, such as a 501c3 organization that's been in operation for the past 2 years. All the eligibility criteria I provided in the previous slide. You are welcome and encouraged to apply to the 2026 Summer Strong DC Small Nonprofit Grant Competition. You will be required to serve a minimum of 15 youth, and that is for all small nonprofits with an award cap of $90,000. If your organization has annual revenue of $250,000 or greater, and you meet eligibility criteria as defined in the previous slide, you are welcome and encouraged to apply for the 2026 Summer Strong DC Grant Competition. Enrollment requirements must meet a minimum of 20 youth to be served throughout the summer grant period. The award cap is $100,000. So to understand that, for Summer Strong applicants, they may apply to up to $100,000 each, and Summer Strong small nonprofit applicants may apply for awards up to $90,000 each. If interested, you are welcome to use the Wallace Foundation cost calculator here, which can help determine cost per pupil, cost per hour, the appropriate cost for serving youth in DC as your organization develops your grant proposed budget. For any questions, please direct them to learn24rfa@dc.gov. All questions and answers will be posted within 48 hours to the published Q&A, which is available at the following page, learn24.dc.gov/page/OST-grants. The Q&A questions and answers will close as of January 30th. So please make sure if you have any questions, direct them to this email address and to please provide those questions as of January 30th. Please take note of the following timeline. This will help guide you through the process and understand the grant application and award process. The RFA was effectively released on Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. As of Tuesday, January 20th, the grant information session has been provided. As of Friday, January 30th, will be the last day questions may be submitted and answers published. As of Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, completed applications are due electronically by 5 p.m. Early submissions are strongly encouraged. Within March 2026, if needed, certain questions to applicants to clarify or verify application materials will be facilitated. And by Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, grant awards will be scheduled to be announced for the 2026 Summer Strong DC Grant Competition. Please make note, please follow the grant competition RFA instructions in depth. Please complete the application within CitySpan RFA portal. So no paper email attachments will be accepted. The entire grant application must be completed within the following grant application portal. That is the RFA portal established within the website CitySpan. So that's learn24rfa.cityspan.com. We thank you for your presence here today, for your interest in the 2026 Summer Strong DC Grant Competition, and for your interest in serving the youth of District of Columbia. Thank you for your commitment to serve DC youth, and we look forward to reviewing your applications. Wishing you all a safe and healthy remainder of 2026. Thank you for your interest in OST office grants. Take care. We look forward to hearing from you soon.